How's it going, everybody? Show Dodge. I'm Kevin Dust from the Crow Indian Reservation. I just wanted to explain a little bit about our population and our people. It was in the middle of 1800s when we were at least up to 9,000. We hit the catastrophic road of genocide ourselves as Native Americans felt. And we were dropped down all the way to 400 individual Crow tribal members. Since that time up to now, to 2020, my population has been up to about 15,000. I couldn't exactly confirm all of that, but we're about 15,000 now, which is a big step from 400 to 9,000 now to 15,000. So we believe that our people is recuperating. We're coming back. I just want you to know that we're still here, we're still alive, and we're still proud. I want to tell you a little bit of history about our people. They call us a Crow, but in our own language we call ourselves Apsaloke. Now I'll tell you what this means and how it came about. I believe it was an error from the French. From the French it was. It was the first time that the Crow Indian people had met the white man for the first time from overseas. They happened to be French. So when the French and Crow met, of course, the French didn't speak Crow and the Crow didn't speak French. So we used our hands to speak. Somehow they understood that. So we told them who we are, who they are. They told me. And they asked me who you are. And we said, we are the children of the large-beaked bird. And so they dubbed us Crow. There was a bit of error in history, but this is how we got our name Crow. But to me and my people, we consider ourselves Apsaloke. That is the real language of the children of the large-beaked bird, which represents the thunderbird. And we have a long history of our traveling until where we ended up planting the tobacco seed and adopting. It was very important for our people. And that's where we came from. And that's what we are from that point. We were nomadic. We're not stationary. We hunted buffalo. We followed migrating animals such as elk, deer. There's a few types of deers, and the buffalo. And we were self-sufficient with this type of animal. We made teepees out of them, and everything of the animal we used to make our clothing, our food, our shelter. We're moving like the great stars of our Father. We are called the Star Children, of course. And with all of this, today we still live in harmony with the earth. Our culture is the same as all Native American tribes, but with a different tradition. Now the Crow, we have a different tradition, we have a different beadwork, we have a different language, we have a different tradition overall that makes us unique. We used to own a vast territory of land back in the middle of the 1800s. When we signed the first treaty, we used to have owned land all the way from the Missouri all the way to Yellowstone. Now, the treaty had changed once or twice in our history, and we ended up with what we have today, which is settled down at the Little Bighorns of Montana, next to the Wolf Mountains, the Prairie Mountains, and the Bighorn Mountains. And we have the two stationary rivers, of course, the Bighorn and the Little Bighorn rivers, and a few creeks alongside that. Our land is still beautiful as you might want to go see. We still have fresh water, still fresh air, and we are very proud of this, as our tribe or our people is small, but we had a very vast amount of land, almost half the size of France, if you want to say that point. And I'm very proud of that. And today, we may live in the future. We might have transformed from owning horses to having a car, or maybe a pickup truck if you want to call it that way. Other than living in a teepee, now we live in a house. So you see, times have changed. However, we still intact with our traditions and our culture, which is very important. It's the vital essence of the Native Americans, especially for the Crow, Apsaloke. We used to talk about what we own, what we have. Today things are different. Today we live in modern society. We pay taxes, I guess, if so way some people do. Especially when me coming here living in France, I do pay my taxes. Now I'm equal just as much as you are. And you know, we Indians are not perfect. We also have problems. For once, paying bills, maybe ending up in a police hotel as you call it, or you know, we're human beings. We will be a statue no more. We are human beings and we want to be equal with everybody in life. That is what these Native Americans are all about. Equal in our culture. A little bit different in our traditions. But people, I want you to understand something. The Native Americans, we're still here. We're still proud. We're still alive. This is the important thing about us. Now, I would like to invite you to this teepee camp where you will learn and understand and appreciate what is in store for you of the real things. Now, you're not getting it from a book. As we're teaching people the real things of nature, traditions, and culture. And I'd like to welcome you to this teepee camp. I hope to see you there real soon.